Hello?
Yes, I'm trying to reach Jeffrey Dorsey.
This is him.
Hi, Mr. Dorsey. This is Mandy with Paulding County Magistrate Court. How you doing?
I'm okay, Mandy. How are you?
Good. I'm doing fine. I just got your message. At this point, all I can advise you to do is if they will not issue the warrant, you said it was Hiram PD
Yes, ma'am.
that ran the call. If they'll not issue the warrant as far as what you can do at this point, you probably need to seek the advice of an attorney.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that, but if they don't charge him, there's not much of a case. And then there's
that's not anything that our office can do. You have to go back to the Hiram PD, that officer that you're dealing with, and
wow.
If they won't take the warrant, then there's nothing that we can do on our end. You just need to seek the advice of an attorney, and they can advise you of what routes you can go from that point.
Wow, the magistrate judge has no say-so over it all? Over the police department?
No.
What about the mayor? The mayor should have some kind of pull.
Like I said, sir, you need to seek the advice of an attorney.
Well, I guess I'll contact the governor's office, and I'm going to file a lawsuit against the city of Hiram today for not doing their job, and believe me, I'm financially able to do it.
All right.
Now, they got mama broke down, and you're telling me the magistrate judge does nothing. Everybody told me to call the magistrate judge.
They are the ones that sign the warrants, but excuse me, sir. They're the ones that sign the warrants, but if the officers will not bring a warrant to them, then there's nothing they can do at that point.
I was told that you could get something else going, some other kind of warrant from the magistrate judge. I could do something up there. Now, that's what I was told. I need to speak to that judge. Can I speak to that judge?
No, you won't be able to speak to a judge outside the courtroom. If you want to pursue it civilly or you're on your own as far as a pre-warrant application, if that's what they're referring to, you can file those in our office. Have to have, there's a $20 per charge. We do that by cash only. And we would need whoever is going to be charging that person, their name and address, the persons that you're trying to have arrested, their name and address, because they have to be notified that someone is trying to get a criminal warrant against them. And we set it up for a hearing about 6 to 8 weeks out, and then you will have to you'll have the burden of proof to prove to a judge that a warrant should issue.
Well, I think I got the burden of proof because we got 2 witnesses seen him run, and there's video of him running her over.
I'm just telling you the process. I can't tell you, that anything will happen, but that is the process. If you want to come up to the magistrate clerk's office and ask them to fill out a pre-warrant application, you can do that.
If I come up there, can I speak to the actual judge?
No, sir. You cannot speak to a judge outside of the courtroom. They cannot have what's called ex parte communication. They have to remain impartial.
Oh, so you're saying a
pre-warrant application.
Here, hold on, sir.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey. Hey.
Yes, ma'am.
Was you going to ask me something?
No, ma'am. He just handed the phone to you.
Yeah. I've been trying to figure out why they can't charge this guy. It hit me.
Well, like I said, like I told Mr. Dorsey, that's up to the officer whether or not he wants to ask for the warrant. If he wants to pursue a citizen's warrant, we have something that's called a pre-warrant application that can be filed in our office. If he wants to come up here and fill that out, he can do that. It's $20 per charge, and it takes about 6 to 8 to get on a calendar. Then you have to provide proof and go before a judge. The other person will have an opportunity to come to that hearing as well, and the judge will decide whether or not there's enough evidence for a warrant to issue.
Well, he put me in a lot of pain. I mean, this is terrible.
Yes, ma'am, I understand, and I'm just telling you the process. I'm not saying that he didn't or didn't do anything. That's not up to me to decide. And it sounds like you're in a terrible situation, and I hate what's happened to you happened. But I'm just telling you the process, and that's all I can advise you of.
And now,
as far as why the officer won't do the warrant, I can't speak for the officer.
okay, now tell me again what you got to do, what you can do.
It's called a pre-warrant application.
Yeah. Okay, what I do?
Come to the magistrate clerk's office and at the Paulding County Courthouse. And when you come into our office, you'll ask for a pre-warrant application. And it's $20 per charge. You've got to know what you're charging the person with.
Yes.
What kind of criminal warrant you want. You can't just come in and say, I want a warrant for someone's arrest. You have to know what you're charging them with. And we can't advise you on what to charge them with. Right. You have to know what you're doing when you come in here.
Okay. And he would go up to Paulding County?
Paulding County Courthouse to the magistrate clerk's office. And it's a pre-warrant application. Once they pay the $20 and fill out the application, we'll process it. You'll get a court date probably within the next couple of weeks, and it'll be about 6 to 8 weeks out for a court date.
Can my husband do this, or my son? Because I won't be out of here.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because I really don't think y'all will walk freely.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, hit and run's a felony, I thought. I certainly don't think y'all will walk freely after you put me down in that parking lot. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am. I understand, and I like I said, I can't advise you on what will happen or anything like that. I can just tell you what you can do, the procedures in our office, and that's what you can do is come in or anyone can come in and fill out a pre-warrant application.
Okay. See, we didn't know that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Appreciate your time and your help.
Well, I do.
Okay.
All right.
Hope you get to feeling better. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't appreciate her.
Hey, Mr. B coming at you. Literally an outlaw now. All because David Rowley ran Mom over and took off, left her laying there with broken all over. Y'all know the story, all the eyewitnesses, the video, and the crooked police force, and Green Acres, Hiram Green Acres is what it's like, I guess. It's a bad dream. But I never called myself an outlaw. That's none of my doings. That's all management. Believe it or not, I do have management. I have good management. I have excellent management by the grace of God only. And they come up with that stuff. That's marketing crap. All I do is play the music, and I am guilty of that. But it's been hell. You don't want to be on the run. It's no good, especially if you're not prepared for it or not used to it. I've never been a criminal. I'm still not a criminal. I never threatened David Rowley. I might have shot off my mouth over a phone with a police chief up there. I think it might have been McLeod, whom we were working together originally. I even called up there and tried to apologize to McLeod, but he would not return my call. No one will return your call from Hale, Georgia Police Department. That's why I've been calling this place Hale, Georgia. It literally is. It's like a time warp out there. You wouldn't believe it. In any other county around here, you wouldn't get any of this. What's happening? I almost said that and this together. That would be this. Like I say, I don't know whether I'm coming or going. I'm lucky I've found the time to sit here and do this, because I've been on the run. I've been running all over the country working, and I never know what's going to happen. Right now I'm in Alabama, and I have commitments here, and I have to fulfill my commitments. I didn't do anything to anybody. You saw the video. I went down there the first day I found out where he was. The second I found out where he was, I shot straight down there and confronted him, and I called the police department to come and get him, and they did nothing. So But they told me they were going to. They led me on. I was told he would be charged. They were studying the video real hard. But they wouldn't let us see it. But it's just terrible. You can't imagine how bad it is to be on the run, because you don't know how much you appreciate just seeing two crows fly. I just saw, and I took the time to stop and watch those crows fly. Because when you're on the run, you don't know whether you're coming or going. I'm going to have to call her back. I'm in the middle of this blog right here. I'm just going to have to call you back. You're going to have to listen to that for a second. But I was telling you how much you appreciate being able to take a bath or take a crap or have a home-cooked meal of some kind. I have to turn this down a minute. You don't get any of that. You're always running, trying to stay in some place, and you don't get to eat right. And I mean, it's so horrible, the smell. I can't open the doors, so I mean, just from going to the bathroom, from eating this Del Taco garbage and Crystal garbage, is unbearable for myself. I can't take my own smell after crapping in that hut in Alabama. I'm sorry. Now I'm going to start laughing. But it ain't nothing funny. This is all serious shit. I apologize to the 2, maybe 3 ladies that are listening. I really do. I appreciate y'all, because y'all are troopers for sure to come over here. I don't know where all the brothers of the road are. They've drifted in every direction. I don't even know where brother number 9 is anymore. I don't even know if he's alive or dead. Merry Christmas to you out there. I just set my thermostat to 66, which I always do because that's in honor of Jason Craig. He's not forgotten over here. Hellride 66, you're not forgotten. Merry Christmas. Things have really went down since David Riley ran Mom over. If y'all look at that video, it looks to me like he smacked her real hard. Look how hard it knocks her back, and look how hard she hits, and it broke all those bones. And it looks to me like he ran over her leg. If you look at it long enough, at first it don't, but when you look at it long enough, it's all glared in the sun. But if you look real closely, it seems you can see the car bump up and down slightly, just a little bit. And it looks like her leg is there, and that's the left leg that was broke. I'm in deep shit. I shouldn't be charged with a bogus charge like this. If they wouldn't even give him a ticket for anything up there, at least reckless driving or something, because he left out of the parking lot like a scalded dog. There's eyewitnesses to that and partial video that we know of. There may be more out there. I have other statements from people. I'm gathering everything I can for my jury trial, because that's what I'm going to be, demanding if I can get one. I don't even know if an American's allowed to have a jury trial anymore. I think you have to go to see a judge to see if he'll let you have a jury trial. One time I did that, and I didn't get a jury trial. It was decades ago. Me and some friends were driving late at night in Smyrna, and there was a pothole in the road, and we straddled it, and that gave the police the opportunity that were just watching us anyway to pull us over. And they pulled us over, and I got out real fast, too stupid or something. They drawed the guns down on us and all that. And I went to court. I don't remember what the charge was, but the judge was an honest man, if you can believe it. He looked like Martin Sheen. I don't know his name, but that's who he looked like and sounded like. He was in Cobb County Court, Marietta, Georgia. Me and the woman I lived with at the time went down there and stood up to it with no lawyer or nothing. Because we were innocent, just like I'm innocent now. So you stand up for yourself when you're innocent, and I don't see why you would need a lawyer if you're innocent. I know everybody says you're a fool, but I mean, if I have to get a lawyer, I guess I have to get one, but I don't see why I would need one, because all I would need is a jury trial of some citizens from the county, and they would see right through this garbage immediately. I mean, it's almost like that garbage you see going on today on the news, the corruption, the crap, the waste of taxpayer money, the stupidity of people and their abuse of power. And that's all it is, an abuse of power. I didn't threaten David Rowley. I got in an argument with one of those cops. I think his name's McLeod. I did call and try to apologize twice. He won't return the call, and they say he don't have a voicemail. There's no reaching him, and we didn't have any problem. He said, thank you for helping me at first. But then when they told me they weren't going to charge him, after they told me they were going to charge him, they promised me, the lady at the front desk promised me they would charge him. She said they were working on it and they were making sure she wouldn't let a fellow Nora be done this way, because her name's Nora. But what could she do about it? The men had their way, and they're just going to be giant assholes and press charges on the lady's son. The lady who was mowed down in a parking lot and left to lay there, they're going to press charges on her son when that's the only person she has to look after the bills and take care of her household things and look after her husband, who's also 80-something years old. And these were people who were happy and they were healthy and they did stuff and they had a good life, and all of a sudden it's destroyed by David Rowley and the Hiram Police Department. Jamie Sailors, I think's his name. That don't sound like a chief's name, but that's what they say. He says he works all the time, but I don't know how you gonna ever answer the damn phone or call you back. I mean, it took me 10 days to get him on the phone, and he only got on the phone because he'd already took a warrant out on me of me and McLeod's little argument. So he already had a warrant on me. He was trying to bait me in, saying, come up and I'll let you see the video and I'll even make you a copy. If you saw the other video and you watched it, I know it's an hour almost. If you watched it, it's worth seeing or hearing. You take it in pieces at a time or whatever, but you'd hear him say all that. It's a mess, and it's stupid, and it's Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's and goodwill towards men and all that. Where's the protect and serve to the community? Where is any of that in Hiram, Georgia, Paulding County? Where is that? Where can you get some humanity over here? 'Cause there ain't any. Now, my mother's a nice lady. She's never done anything wrong, ever. Not one thing ever. She's never had a ticket, nothing. My father's probably had one ticket. He's the hardest working man I've ever known in my life and the most honest person. But you don't fuck with him. And you know, and the don't fuck with him apple don't fall far from the don't fuck with him apple tree. Though I hid from Father the man's name and address so far. I don't want him down there. I don't want him in my shoes, but I didn't do anything. I went down there and got him to the door, tricked him to the door, thought he was getting somebody else's delivery package. And he's going to take it after he run over a lady. But, you know, a week ago, it was only a week when I went down there. It took like a week to get the police report that had his information on it, that sent me to his house, that found him anyway, that caused all this. So it's really all caused by the Hiram County Police Department or Hiram City Police Department for being so greedy and charging people $5 for a piece of paper of something they should give them. Since we pay their salary, they could throw us a piece of paper of a police report, but no, they want $5 cash for that. And it has all the information that sends you right down there. And they don't write anywhere on that police report, you're not to contact this person or do anything or any of that. So, I mean, everybody's guilty as far as I'm concerned, except Mama. And me. I didn't do anything, but all the rest of them are guilty. The police are guilty. David Rowley is definitely guilty. Go watch a video. Watch him. You can see the nervousness. You can feel it in his breath. Go watch him closely. Check his body language, and you'll see he knew he did it, and he's scared a little bit. He's not scared of me. He's scared of what's happening. He knew he'd had to deal with it, and he'd had a while to think about it. For when it does happen, he had time. Who knows? He might have been drunk when he drove out of there. He might have had dope in his car, or firearms, or who knows? He might have been wearing panties or something and stockings under his breeches. Who the fuck knows? But we know he ran her over. We know he ran out of there like a jackrabbit. And I'm on the run for it. I'm literally an outlaw now. So I got hung with that title by Bella Entertainment, and it's, I ain't happy with it. I never had anything to do with it, like I say. I don't want to be no outlaw. I just want to take care of my mom and dad, look after them. That's it. I just don't want anything to happen to them from all this stupidity. And I shouldn't be going through this. I never threatened him. Okay, I'm repeating myself now. I guess, that's enough for now. I ain't got much time. When you're on the run, it's horrible. Be sure to take a lot of baths and a lot of shits, because you never know what's going to happen to you. And you may get in a situation where you can't take a bath or a crap or a piss or something, or Sean says you can't go urinate because you're hiding somewhere, or you're in a van, living in a van with everything you own, all your equipment to run a band, and trying to crawl over all that shit. I didn't video all this because it's just too damn hard, and you're on the run. All right, I appreciate any advice I can get what to do here. I don't know what to do. Like I say, when I get home, I'll have to deal with it. I'm out on the road, and I'm not at will to go back right now. Nobody ever told me I was charged. As far as I don't know. They came to the house. That video is over there. I don't have it. I got to get that video. Maybe I have it by now, and you're seeing it, of the cop cars swarming the house and beating on the doors and shit down there, just going everywhere, crawling under the bridge and shit, like I'd be sitting under the bridge. I don't even live fucking down there. I go down there a lot because I have to. Sometimes I stay the night in a studio or whatever, right next to the carport there, right by the bridge. So, anyway, this is Mr. Blue Roads, and I'm just saying, keep a good thought, and literally don't fucking get caught 10-4.
Hey, it's going to get rich.
Thank you for calling Tally Richardson and Cable. Our office is currently closed. Our regular business hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now, or you may remain on the line for our corporate mailbox. Thank you for calling.
General mailbox
is not available. After the tone, please record your message. When finished, you may hang up to deliver the message or press pound for more options.
Looks like I'm calling the same number over and over. I need to know from somebody in the Hiram, Georgia government why Officer Dunbar thinks he can let this guy go for running my 80-year-old mother down and breaking her hips and her arms. I need to understand why. I want to know your proof of your law and your logic as to why you think he's a nice little fella and he didn't mean to do it. That tells me he's associated with Officer Dunbar or somebody in the Hiram police station, and it ain't going away. It's going to get really bad and nasty come Monday if David Scott Rowley is not charged with hit and run. My number is 404-322-5462. This has been going on about 2 weeks now, and I've never once got the police chief of Hiram to respond, answer the phone, or call anybody back. the Sergeant Dunbar said the guy that run her over said he was sorry. He didn't mean to do it. And they let him go, and they weren't going to charge him. Well, he ain't been up here to the hospital to tell Mama he's sorry. Now, there's going to be some problems here. This is getting way out of hand. Somebody needs to call me and tell me exactly why David Scott Rowley is not being charged with hit and run.
You have reached the Paulding County Magistrate Judge's Office. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Please listen carefully to the following options as our menu options have changed. Press 1 for directions. Press 2 for information on temporary protection orders. If you are calling to speak to the judge's assistant, please press 0 or remain on the line and your call will be transferred.
Wait while I...
Hi, you've reached Mandy Hart with the Magistrate Judge's Office. Please leave me a detailed message and I'll return your call as soon as I can. Have a great day.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Yes, Miss Hart, my name's Jeffrey Dorsey. I'm trying to find out some answers. My mother was ran over at Hobby Lobby on November 27th, the night before Thanksgiving, by a hit-and-run driver, David Scott Rowell, or Rowell. He backed into her, and the witnesses say he hit her and run her over, but I haven't been able to see the video yet because the police won't let us see it so far. But anyway, the witnesses said he run her over, and he did break her hips, her arms, her ribs, her wrist, her elbow. She's 80 years old. And the officer Dunbar said he wasn't going to press charges against the man because he seemed like a nice little old man and he didn't mean to do it. The guy's 61 years old and she's 80. He run her over, or at least he hit her, knocked her down with a Mitsubishi SUV, broke all those bones. Put her in the hospital in surgery. She got steel rods in her leg. She's still over here in rehab for God knows how long that's going to be. And I'm told that he's not going to have charges filed against him. And that's just not sitting well with the entire family here. We live in Hiram, and this don't make any sense to us. We're trying to find out why the man has not been charged. He should be charged. He's put my mother in the hospital, and then he ran and hid. The police went to his house, and he wouldn't come to the door. That's because he run over a woman and ran home, and he wouldn't go to the door. So that was it. So I bought his address from the police department for $5. And I took my delivery van down there and act like I was delivering a package. And he came out to the door and won't know what I had for him. And he was going to steal somebody's mail because he didn't even know what it was. There was nothing to be delivered. It was just to get him out to the door. And then I questioned him. I did videotape all this. All this is videotaped. The witnesses' statements are audio recorded. The hit and runs recorded. The guy coming out in the door and admitting he was driving the car up there that day is recorded. His only defense is he just didn't know he did it. And he told the officer he was sorry. So they're not going to charge him. But he's not called up here to the hospital and told Mama he was sorry or anybody else. He's not seen any cards or made any efforts to come up here and say, I'm sorry. I didn't know I run your
Let's hear it for the contest winners, y'all. That's some good looking. All of them look fantastic.
poor man, one old cheap guitar, one old worn out car, and a dimmed out star. Yeah. But I feel like a 455, honey. Yeah, 455 rocket. I'm gonna sock it, baby. Sock it to you. Yeah, I'm gonna screw you. Yeah. What you think, honey? What you think I'm doing? You think I'm screwing around with you? Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get 455 rocket. I'm gonna sock it, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna sock it to you. Oh, yeah. And I'm gonna do it, baby. I'm going through it. Yeah. Gonna show it to you, baby. Oh, here we go. 455. Yeah. 455 rocket, baby. Yeah, honey. Well, you know, time and change ain't the same. The water pump ain't leaking, it ain't squeaking, and I'm just creeping. So smooth, just cruise. One hand laying on the wheel, way back from the steering wheel. Legs stretched all the way out, just cruising. This is Blue Roads. Welcome to Narcissistic Moments. Narcissistic Moments with Blue Roads. Well, you know, I stay up late at night and I can't sleep. When I finally do get to sleep, you know what? The phone rings and it scares me. It's like 6:30 in the morning. I jump up and I answer it, and
oh my God, I think it's a storm coming because I think it's a warning. And, you know, it's like, and I'm thinking that it's a tornado coming or something. I'm scared to death. And I jump up and I focus my eyes and I look real good. And thank God I'm so relieved when I see it's just an Amber Alert. Someone's child's just been abducted. Thank God, and I go back to sleep. Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. Narcissistic moments. I'll move the credit card. Come on now. I can't see, and that's making it hard to play the guitar. I can't see what I'm doing here. Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. Hey, it's Blue Rose coming at you. You know, I stay up late at night. I can't sleep. And I get to bed about 6 in the morning. And right when I get to sleep, the phone starts buzzing. I jump up out of the bed and I grab the damn thing and I look at it and I can't see because my eyes are out of focus from being up all night, you know. And then I think it's a tornado coming. It must be one of them weather warnings. And I'm scared to death. And I jump up and I try to focus my eyes and I look in on it real good. And then I'm so relieved when I see it's just an Amber Alert and somebody's child has been abducted. And I roll over and I go fast asleep. Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. What is that buzzing? I shouldn't have any buzzing. I guess something out there is plugged in causing this. I need to unplug everything. Nope. Nothing to do with any of it. Must be the guitar burning. Buzzing. Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. Hey, you bastards. You know I stay up all night and I can't sleep. And I get to bed about around daylight. And then the phone goes to squawking and waking me up. And I'm, what the hell? And it sounds like a weather warning. And I'm scared to death. And I try to focus my eyes and read. And then I thank the Lord. It's just an Amber Alert. And it's just someone's child's been abducted. And I thank God. And I roll over and go back to sleep. And it's just a narcissistic moment with Blue narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. Hey, Mr. Blue Rose coming at you. Y'all know I stay up late. And I go to bed about daybreak.
And then right when I got to sleep this morning, the alarm started warning. I thought it was a tornado coming. And I tried to focus my eyes to see what the phone said for me. And I was scared to death for my life, 'cause I've been in a tornado before and I don't ever want to do it again. And God, I was so relieved when I saw it was just an Amber Alert. And just someone's child had been abducted. And I thank God, and I went back to sleep. Just another narcissistic moment with Blue Roads, yeah. You know, this is Blue Roads. I woke up this morning, the alarm was going off real bad. Narcissistic moments with Blue Roads. Well, y'all know I stay up late at night. I can hardly get to sleep. I just got my eyes closed and was in a deep sleep. And the phone started squealing, scaring the hell out of me. I jumped up and about hit the ceiling. I tried to focus my eyes and look and see what in the world was going on. I thought a tornado was coming. And then I thanked the Lord. I was so relieved when I read what it said. It was just an Amber Alert, and someone's kid had been abducted. And I thank the Lord for my narcissistic moment. Ah, 10-4, baby. Narcissistic. 2, 3, 4. Narcissistic moments with Blue Roads. We all know at night I can't sleep. I stay up till about daybreak. And then when I go to sleep, it's hard for me to wake. But the phone went off this morning with a big old warning. It scared me out of my bed. Well, I jumped up and almost hit my head. And I was scared to death because I thought a tornado was coming again. And I didn't want to go through that again, my friend. You know, but I was so relieved when I saw it was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child had been abducted. It's a narcissistic moment. Yeah, I went back to sleep. 2, 3, 4. Welcome to Narcissistic Moments with Blue Roads. Well, you know, I stay up pretty late. It's hard for me to get to sleep. And when I finally do, it's really a deep sleep. But this morning, the phone went to warning. I thought a tornado was coming. So I focused my eyes and I tried to see what it was telling me. And then I thanked God up above for what I saw. It was just an Amber Alert, that's all. Someone's child had been abducted. And I thanked the Lord and I rolled over and I went back to sleep. What the hell? What's wrong with me? Get it over with, man. Narcissistic moments with blue roads. Well, you know, at night, people, it's very hard for me to sleep. And when I finally do go to sleep, it's deep. But this morning the phone went to warning, making all kinds of noise, scaring me. And I jumped up out of bed and I grabbed the phone, but I couldn't hardly see. But then when I got focused, my God, I was so relieved. 'Cause I thought it was another big bad storm coming after me. But it was just an Amber Alert. Some kid had been abducted, and I went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments. 10-4. Narcissistic moments with blue roads. Well, I stay up late. It's hard to sleep. And just when I got into a deep sleep, I heard a loud beep, and the phone started warning, and I thought a tornado was coming. I jumped up out of bed and I couldn't hardly see. And I grabbed the phone and I looked inside, and my God, I was so relieved that it wasn't a storm coming. It was just an Amber Alert, and somebody's child had been abducted. And I rolled over and went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments with blue roads. Narcissistic moments with blue roads. Well, y'all know sometimes I can't hardly go to sleep, but when I finally do, man, do I sleep deep. But then the phone starts a warning. I think a thunderstorm's coming, and I'm scared to death. Yes, I'm terrified. Well, I jump up. You know what? I can hardly see. And then when my eyes focus, Lord, I'm so relieved. It's just an Amber Alert, and some kid has been abducted. And I go back to sleep. Narcissistic moments. narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. We all know sometimes it's hard for me to fall asleep, but when I go to sleep, man, I sleep deep. When the phone starts a warning, I think a tornado must be coming, and I jump up and can hardly see. You know what? I got my phone right in front of me, and when I can finally see, and my God, I'm so relieved, because what I see is just an Amber Alert. Some kid's been abducted. Fuck! I don't know why I got like that. This is just a narcissistic moment. I'm gonna tell you like it is. You know I don't really care what you think of me and my narcissicity. Come along with me. Well, you know I went to sleep last night, I was in a deep, good dream. And then all of a sudden the phone went screaming at me, and I jumped up out of bed. You know, I can't even see. I think it's a weather warning, must be a tornado coming, and I'm about to start running. And then I finally get my eyes focused to where I can see, and I'm so relieved that the Lord has spared me. And all it is an Amber Alert. Some kid's been abducted, and I'm going back to sleep. Narcissistic morning, yeah, I'm going back to sleep. Narcissistic morning. Narcissistic moments brought to y'all by Blue Rose. Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. You know, last night I went to sleep and I was woke up by an alarm on the telephone. I thought a tornado must be coming, and I was scared to death. I could hardly see, but when I focused my eyes, I was so relieved. It was just an Amber Alert. Some kid had been abducted. Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. Well, you know, at night it's hard for me to sleep. And when I finally get to sleep, It's real deep. But the phone started warning. I thought a tornado must be coming. I jumped up, I could hardly see. I finally got my eyes to work, and I looked at the phone, and I was so relieved at what I saw. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child had been abducted, and I went back to sleep. Yeah. Narcissistic moments, yeah. Change my lighting. First you gotta take your headphones off. Rip some hair out. Oh. And the heater's rotting. What the fuck, man? Quarters are running. Back to sleep. Fuck, that's even worse, isn't it? It really is, actually. I hate these fucking stupid things. Who would make anything like that? Stupid shit like that. Worse than that, who would buy it? Who would buy stupid shit like that? Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. Welcome, everybody. Y'all know sometimes at night I can't hardly fall asleep. Then when I do get there, man, it's deep. Last thing I need is the telephone bothering me. Oh, this is way worse lighting. Way worse. I mean, it's just worse. Just turn that off. Gotta take these earphones back off. Every time you do that, you rip hair out of your head. Just turn this off. You don't need it. It's too much. Can't say nothing. Nothing. You got to go through this every single time you put them on, making them go down. Maybe I can tape them up to where none of this is any good. Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. Y'all know sometimes it's hard for me to fall asleep. And then when I get there, man, I sleep deep. And And then the phone went to warning. I thought a tornado must be coming. And I jumped up to see, scared the heck out of me. And when I picked up the phone and focused my eyes, people, I was so relieved. Because it was just an Amber Alert, and some kid had been abducted. And I rolled over, and I went back to sleep. Another narcissistic moment with Blue Rose. Man, if I don't blow it every time, don't I? Seems like I do. I just keep blowing it. I just keep blowing it, people. Narcissistic moment. Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. Y'all know, people, sometimes at night it's hard for me to sleep. And then when I do get to sleep, man, it's deep. But then the phone started warning. I thought a tornado must be coming. And I jumped up to see. And I focused my eyes, and I was so relieved when I could see a tornado wasn't coming after me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child had been stolen at work. And I went back to sleep. Just another narcissistic moment with Blue Rose. Well, I gotta tell you, people, sometimes I just can't sleep. And when I do get to sleep, man, it's really deep. And I hate to get woke up by the phone, but the damn thing went to buzzing and beeping, and I jumped up with my dick on the phone, and man, I was scared. I felt like a tornado must be coming on, because it was buzzing and beeping, and I couldn't see. When I finally focused my eyes, man, I was so relieved. When I knew it wasn't a tornado coming after me, it was just an Amber Alert, and someone's child was hurt, and I went back to sleep. A narcissistic moment. Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. We all know I woke up this morning, the phone went off, scared the hell out of me. It was buzzing and beeping and screaming, and I couldn't see. When I finally got my eyes focused, I was sure it was a tornado coming. A weather warning just scared the hell out of me. And then when I could finally see, and I was so relieved, it was just an Amber Alert, and someone's child had been abducted, and I went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose. It's too dark. It's just too dark. dark. Turn it. The glasses rip your hair out. The headphones rip your hair out. The fucking heat, man, just keeps running in the background. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Blue Rhodes coming at you with narcissistic moments. Yeah. You know, sometimes it's hard for me to sleep. But when I do go to sleep, man, it's deep. And this morning the phone went to screaming and warning me. I thought a tornado must be coming, you see. And I jumped up, but I couldn't hardly see. But then I was so relieved when I saw that it wasn't a storm. It was just an Amber Alert. Somebody's kid was gone. And I rolled over and I went back to sleep. A narcissistic moment. 10-4. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Narcissistic Moments with Blue Rose. You know, at night, it's hard for me to sleep. But then when I do, man, I really get deep. But then the phone started warning. I thought a tornado must be coming. And I jumped up, but I couldn't see. But then when I got my eyes all focused, I thanked God, and I was so relieved. You see, it was just an Amber Alert, and someone's child was abducted. And I rolled over and went back to sleep. A narcissistic moment. A narcissistic moment, people. Good evening. Welcome to Narcissistic Moments with Blue Rose. Oh, you know, people, sometimes I can't hardly go to sleep. But then when I do get to sleep, man, I sleep dead. But then the phone started warning. I thought a tornado must be coming. And I jumped up to see. And when my eyes got all focused, I was so relieved. When it was just an Amber Alert. someone's kid had been abducted off the street. I rolled over and went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments with Blue Road, yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Narcissistic moments. Well, you know, sometimes it's hard for me to go to sleep. But when I finally get there, you know, I sleep very deep. But then the telephone started warning me. I thought a tornado must be coming, you see. And I jumped up, but I couldn't see. I couldn't see anything in front of me. But then I finally got my eyes focused, and I was so relieved when I saw it wasn't a storm coming after me. No, it was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child must have got hurt, and I went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments. You know, people, sometimes at night it's hard for me to get to sleep. And when I do, man, well, I sleep deep. But then the phone started warning. It looked like a tornado must be coming. And I jumped up to see. And when my eyes focused, I was so relieved when I found out it wasn't a big storm coming after me. It was just an Amber Alert. Somebody's kid must have been hurt. And I went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments. 10-4. Two, three, four. Narcissistic moments. You know, sometimes at night, people, I can hardly sleep. But when I finally get there, I sleep deep. But then the phone started warning. I thought a tornado must be coming. And I jumped up to see what the telephone was trying to tell me, but I couldn't see. When I finally got my eyes cleared, I was so relieved when I knew a big storm wasn't coming after me. It was an Amber Alert. Somebody's kid must have been hurt. So I went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments, yeah. That's That's what's making the noise. I think so. How do you stop that? Narcissistic moments. We all have them. You know, sometimes people, I play hell going to sleep. But when I finally get there, man, y'all know I get to sleep deep. But then the telephone started warning, it sounded like a tornado might be coming. And I jumped up to see what the telephone was trying to tell me. And when my eyes finally focused, I was so relieved just to see it wasn't another tornado coming after me. It was just an Amber Alert. Somebody's kid might have got hurt. So I went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments. We all have them, people. You know, at night, I can barely sleep. So when I do get to sleep, I sleep deep. But the telephone started warning, sound like a tornado must be coming. And I jumped up to see what the cellular phone was trying to tell me. And when my eyes cleared up, I thank God I was so relieved. It wasn't a storm coming after me. And what I could see, it was just an Amber Alert. Somebody's kid might have got hurt. So I went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments, we all have them. Y'all know sometimes at night it's hard for me to get to sleep. But when I do get there, man, I sleep deep. But the phone started warning, sound like a tornado must be coming. So I jumped up to see what the cellular phone was trying to warn me. And then when my eyes cleared, and I could finally see, I thank God. You know why? I was so relieved. It was just an Amber Alert. Probably somebody's kid got hurt. And I went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments, we all have them. You know, sometimes at night it's hard for me to get to sleep. And when I do finally get to sleep, I sleep deep. But the phone started warning, sound like a tornado might be coming. And I jumped up to see what the cellular phone was trying to warn me. And when my eyes focused, I thank God I was so relieved when I could finally see it wasn't a storm coming for me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child might have got hurt. So I went back to sleep. Another narcissistic moment. Yeah. Narcissistic moments. You know, we all have them. Sometimes it's hard for me to go to sleep. And when I finally do, I sleep deep. And then the phone started warning, sound like a bad storm or tornado might be coming. So I jumped up to see what the cellular phone was trying to warn me. But then when I focused my eyes, I thank God, people, 'cause I was so relieved that a storm wasn't coming after me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child might have got hurt. So I went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments, yeah. 10-4. Narcissistic moments. We all have them. You know, sometimes people, it's hard for me to get to sleep. So I took a pill and then I sleep real deep. And then the phone started warning, sound like a hurricane or tornado might be coming. And I jumped up to see what the cellular phone was trying to warn me. And then I focused my eyes, and I thank the Lord I was so relieved. It wasn't a storm or a hurricane or tornado coming after me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child could be hurt. So I went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments, yeah. What's another episode of Narcissistic Moments with Blue Rose? We know, folks, sometimes it's hard for old Blue Rose to fall asleep. So he pops a couple pills and then he gets to sleep real deep. But then the goddamn phone starts to warning. You think a tornado or hurricane's coming. So I jumped up to see, you know what was scaring the heck out of me. And then when I got my eyes focused, I thank God, 'cause I was so relieved to see it wasn't a tornado or a hurricane or thunderstorm coming after me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child might have got hurt. So I just went back to sleep. Here's another narcissistic moment. Yeah. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Narcissistic Moments with Blue Roads. Well, you know, folks, sometimes at night it's hard for me to fall asleep. So I pop a pill or two and then I sleep deep. And then the dang phone started warning, like a hurricane or tornado must be coming. And I jumped up to see what the cellular phone was trying to warn me. And then I got my eyes focused and I was so relieved. I thank God it wasn't a tornado or hurricane or thunderstorm coming at me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child could be hurt. So I went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments, yeah. 10-4. Narcissistic moments with Blue Roads. You know we all have them, people. Just last night, I had trouble falling asleep. So I popped a couple of pills, and then I slept deep. But then the telephone started warning, sound like a hurricane, a tornado must be coming. So I jumped up to see what the hell the cellular phone was trying to warn me. And then I focused my eyes, and I was so relieved. There was no tornado or hurricane or lightning storm coming at me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child could be hurt. So I just went back to sleep. Narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments. Yeah, people, we all have them. You know, just last night I had trouble falling asleep. So I popped a couple of pills and I slept pretty deep. But then the telephone started warning, sound like a hurricane, a tornado must be. God, oh damn. Narcissistic moments. You know, people, sometimes it's hard for Blue Rose to fall asleep. So he pops a couple pills and then he sleeps deep. Then the telephone started warning, sound like a hurricane or tornado must be coming. So I jumped up to see what the hell the phone was trying to warn me. And when I focused my eyes, I thanked the Lord, 'cause I was so relieved. There was no hurricane or tornado or thunderstorm coming at me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child might be hurt. So I went back to sleep. Sweet dreams, narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments, oh yeah, we all have them. You know, last night I was having trouble falling asleep, so I popped a couple of pills, and then I slept deep. But then the telephone started warning, sound like a hurricane, a tornado must be coming. So I jumped up to see what the cellular phone was trying to warn me. And then I focused my eyes and I thanked the Lord, 'cause I was so relieved to see there wasn't no hurricane or tornado or thunderstorm coming at me. It was just an Amber Alert, someone's child might be hurt. So I went back to sleep. Sweet dreams, narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments, we all have them, people. But just last night, I was having trouble falling asleep, so I popped a couple pills, and then I went to sleep real deep. And then all of a sudden the cell phone started warning, sound like a hurricane, a tornado might be coming. So I jumped up to see what in the Sam hell the phone was trying to warn me. And when I focused my eyes, I thanked the Lord, 'cause there wasn't no storms coming after me. It was just an Amber Alert, someone's child could be hurt. So I went back to sleep and had sweet dreams of narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments with Blue Rose, we all have them, people. But just last night I was having trouble falling asleep, so I popped a couple pills and I went to sleep real deep. But then the phone started warning, sound like a hurricane, a tornado might be coming. So I jumped up to see what the cellular phone was trying to warn me. And when I focused my eyes, Lord, I was so relieved to see there wasn't a tornado or a hurricane or a thunderstorm coming at me. It was just an Amber Alert, someone's child might be hurt. So I went back to sleep and had some sweet dreams, narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments, we all have them, I think. Well, just last night, folks, I was having trouble falling asleep, so I popped a couple sleeping pills and then I slept deep. And then the phone started warning, Sound like a tornado, a hurricane might be coming. So I jumped up to see what my cellular phone was trying to warn me. And when I focused my eyes, I thanked the Lord, 'cause I was so relieved. There wasn't no hurricane or tornado or thunderstorm coming at me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child could be hurt. So I went back to sleep and dreamed sweet dreams of me. Narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments, we all have them sometimes. Well, just last night, folks, I was having trouble going to sleep. So I popped a couple pills, and then I went to sleep real deep. And then the phone started warning, sound like a tornado, a hurricane might be coming. So I jumped up to see what the cellular phone was trying to warn me. And when I focused my eyes, God, I was so relieved. There wasn't no hurricane or tornado or thunderstorm coming at me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's child might be hurt. So I went back to sleep, all happy and relieved. Narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments with blue roads. We all have them, people. You know what, just last night I was having trouble falling asleep. So I popped a couple pills, and then I went in a deep sleep. And then the phone started warning, sound like a hurricane, a tornado might be coming. So I jumped up to see what the hell the cell phone was trying to warn me. And when my eyes cleared, people, I thank God, 'cause I was so relieved. There was no hurricane or tornado or thunderstorm coming at me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's kid might be hurt. So I went back to sleep and had sweet dreams of you and me. Narcissistic moments, yeah. Narcissistic moments, we all have them, people. Well, just last night, I was having trouble falling asleep. So I popped a couple pills, and then I fell asleep real deep. And all of a sudden, the phone started warning, sound like a hurricane or a tornado might be coming. So I jumped up to see what the phone was trying to tell me. And when I focused my eyes, Lord, I was so relieved to find out there wasn't a tornado or hurricane or thunderstorm coming at me. It was just an Amber Alert. Someone's kid must be hurt. So I went back to sleep and had sweet dreams of you and me. Narcissistic moments, yeah. I'm running out of time, people. narcissistic moments. Oh yeah, we all have them sometimes, people. But just last night, I was having trouble falling off to sleep. So I popped a couple pills and they put me in a real deep sleep. And then the phone started warning, sound like a hurricane, a tornado might be coming. So I jumped up to see what the cellular phone was trying to warn me. And when I focused my eyes, thank God I was so relieved. There was no thunderstorm or hurricane or lightning coming at me. You know what? It was just an Amber Alert. Somebody's child might be hurt. So I went back to sleep and had sweet dreams about you and me. Narcissistic moments, yeah. Well, I done gone that far? No way. Narcissistic moments. We all have them sometimes, I think. Like just last night, I was having trouble falling asleep. So I jumped up and popped a couple pills, and then I fell into a deep sleep. And then the phone started warning, sound like a hurricane, a tornado might be coming. So I jumped up to see what the hell the cellular phone was trying to warn me. And then when I focused my eyes, I thank God, 'cause I was so relieved. 'Cause there was no thunderstorm or hurricane or tornado coming at me. It was just an Amber Alert. Maybe somebody's kid got hurt. So I went back to sleep and had sweet dreams about you and me. Narcissistic moments, yeah.
This story was told to me by my grandfather and told to him by his friend while he served in the Vietnam War. Before I was drafted, I was working down on a farm in Alabama. All my life I've been working on a farm with my family and friends. We never had much of anything. Had no money. So about 20 of us had to live in an old plantation house on the property. There was an old barn that we kept the workhorses, one mule and a few hogs in, next to the woods where some old slave houses had stood. Some of our friends lived there. Every morning as the sun rose, we rose. For breakfast, we ate whatever was for dinner the night before. We didn't have time to sit and wait for food to be cooked. Us kids had to work with the women's. So we mostly just picked whatever we'd be harvested that year. Basically, all I'm telling you is that it was a lot of goddamn hard work.
Oh, Carter, yeah, you'd be better off dead. Yeah. Oh, Carter, dude, boy, you'd be better off dead.
all settled down after a day of harvesting hay. The men were sitting around the fireplace, smoking pipes, chewing tobacco, and talking. The women was either talking to each other or reading some of the magazines we had brought from town. Me and the other children was laying in our beds, whispering to each other, playing little games while trying not to be heard by the adults downstairs. At about this time, at about this time, people, about this time of the night, one of the men had walked outside to the outsides, which was behind the main house next to the forest. As he was reaching it, he heard an owl hooting from the trees. He didn't think that was weird. Owls were common. But the thing that made him stop walking was how the owl hoot changed to a coyote howl. After that, it became a donkey braying. And after that, it was a high-pitched whistle. The man yelled into the woods thinking and hoping. But all it was oh, cut it. This story was told to me by my grandfather and told to him by his friend while he served in the Vietnam War. Before I was drafted, I was working down on a farm in Alabama. All my life I've been working on a farm with my family and friends. We never had much of anything. Had no money. So about 20 of us had to live in an old plantation house on the property. There was an old barn that we kept the workhorses, one mule and a few hogs in, next to the woods where some old slave houses had stood. Some of our friends lived there. Every morning as the sun rose, we rose. For breakfast, we ate whatever was for dinner the night before. We didn't have time to sit and wait for food to be cooked. Us kids had to work with the women's. So we mostly just picked whatever we'd be in harvested that year. Basically, all I'm telling you is that it was a lot of goddamn hard work. Oh, cut it! Yeah! You'd be better off dead. Oh, cut it! Dude, boy, you'd be better off dead. Settled down after a day of harvesting hay. The men were sitting around the fireplace, smoking pipes, chewing tobacco, and talking. The women was either talking to each other or reading some of the magazines we had brought from town. Me and the other children was laying in our beds, whispering to each other, playing little games while trying not to be heard by the adults downstairs. At about this time, people. About this time of the night, one of the men had walked outside to the outsides, which was behind the main house next to the forest. As he was reaching it, he heard an owl hooting from the trees. He didn't think that was weird. Owls were common. But the thing that made him stop walking was how the owl hoot changed to a coyote howl. After that, it became a donkey braying. And that, it was a high-pitched whistle. The man yelled into the woods, thinking and hoping, but all it was, "Oh, Godhead." This story was told to me by my grandfather and told to him by his friend while he served in the Vietnam War. Before I was drafted, I was working down on a farm in Alabama. All my life I've been working on a farm with my family and friends. We never had much of anything. Had no money. So about 20 of us had to live in an old plantation house on the property. There was an old barn that we kept the workhorses, one mule and a few hogs in, next to the woods where some old slave houses had stood. Some of our friends lived there. Every morning as the sun rose, we rose. Breakfast, we ate whatever was for dinner the night before. We didn't have time to sit and wait for food to be cooked. Us kids had to work with the women's. So we mostly just picked whatever we being harvested that year. Basically, all I'm telling you is that it was a lot of goddamn hard work. Oh, Godhead! Yeah! You'd be better off dead. Yeah. Oh, Godhead! Yeah. Boy, you'd be better off dead. All settled down after a day of harvesting hay. The men were sitting around the fireplace, smoking pipes, chewing tobacco, and talking. The women was either talking to each other or reading some of the magazines we had brought from town. Me and the other children was laying in our beds, whispering to each other, playing little games while trying not to be heard by the adults downstairs. At about this time, people. About this time of the night, one of the men had walked outside to the outsides, which was behind the main house next to the forest. As he was reaching it, he heard an owl hooting from the trees. He didn't think that was weird. Owls were common. But the thing that made him stop walking was how the owl hoot changed to a coyote howl. After that, it became a donkey braying. And after that, it was a high-pitched whistle. The man yelled into the woods, thinking and hoping, but all it was, "Oh, Godhead." This story was told to me by my grandfather and told to him by his friend while he served in the Vietnam War. Before I was drafted, I was working down on a farm in Alabama. All my life I've been working on a farm with my family and friends. We never had much of anything. Had no money. So about 20 of us had to live in an old plantation house on the property. There was an old barn that we kept the workhorses, one mule and a few hogs in. Next to the woods where some old slave houses had stood. Some of our friends lived there. Every morning as the sun rose, we rose. Breakfast, we ate whatever was for dinner the night before. We didn't have time to sit and wait for food to be cooked. Us kids had to work with the women's. So we mostly just picked whatever we being harvested that year. Basically, all I'm telling you is that it was a lot of goddamn hard work. Oh, Carter! Yeah! You'd be better off dead. Oh, Carter! Yeah! Boy, you'd be better off dead. One winter night, we was all settled down after a day of harvesting hay. The men were sitting around the fireplace, smoking pipes, chewing tobacco, and talking. The women was either talking to each other or reading some of the magazines we had brought from town. Me and the other children was laying in our beds, whispering to each other, playing little games while trying not to be heard by the adults downstairs. At about this time, people, about this time of the night, one of the men had walked outside to the outsides, which was behind the main house next to the forest. As he was reaching it, he heard an owl hooting from the trees. He didn't think that was weird. Owls were common. But the thing that made him stop walking was how the owl hoot changed to a coyote howl. After that, it became a donkey braying. And after that, it was a high-pitched whistle. The man yelled into the woods, thinking and hoping. But all it was, oh, Godhead. This story was told to me by my grandfather and told to him by his friend while he served in the Vietnam War. Before I was drafted, I was working down on a farm in Alabama. All my life I've been working on a farm with my family and friends. We never had much of anything. Had no money. So about 20 of us had to live in an old plantation house on the property. There was an old barn that we kept the workhorses, one mule and a few hogs in. Next to the woods where some old slave houses had stood. Some of our friends lived there. Every morning as the sun rose, we rose. Breakfast, we ate whatever was for dinner the night before. We didn't have time to sit and wait for food to be cooked. Us kids had to work with the women's. So we mostly just picked whatever we being harvested that year. Basically, all I'm telling you is that it was a lot of goddamn hard work. Oh, Carter! Yeah! You'd be better off dead. Oh, Carter! Yeah! Boy, you'd be better off dead. all settled down after a day of harvesting hay. The men were sitting around the fireplace, smoking pipes, chewing tobacco, and talking. The women was either talking to each other or reading some of the magazines we got brought from town. Me and the other children was laying in our beds, whispering to each other, playing little games while trying not to be heard by the adults downstairs. At about this time, people, about this time of the night, one of the men had walked outside to the outsides, which was behind the main house next to the forest. As he was reaching it, he heard an owl hooting from the tree. He didn't think that was weird. Owls were common. But the thing that made him stop walking was how the owl hoot changed to a coyote howl. After that, it became a donkey braying. And after that, it was a high-pitched whistle. The man yelled into the woods, thinking and hoping. But all it was oh, God, head. This story was told to me by my grandfather and told to him by his friend while he served in the Vietnam War. Before I was drafted, I was working down on a farm in Alabama. All my life I've been working on a farm with my family and friends. We never had much of anything. Had no money. So about 20 of us had to live in an old plantation house on the property. There was an old barn that we kept the workhorses, one mule and a few hogs in, next to the woods where some old slave houses had stood. Some of our friends lived there. Every morning as the sun rose, we rose. For breakfast, we ate whatever was for dinner the night before. We didn't have time to sit and wait for food to be cooked. Us kids had to work with the women's. So we mostly just picked whatever we being harvested that year. Basically, all I'm telling you is that it was a lot of goddamn hard work. Oh, God, yeah. You'd be better off dead. Oh, God, yeah. Boy, you'd be better off dead. One winter night, we was all settled down after a day of harvesting hay. The men were sitting around the fireplace, smoking pipes, chewing tobacco, and talking. The women was either talking to each other or reading some of the magazines we got brought from town. Me and the other children was laying in our beds, whispering to each other, playing little games while trying not to be heard by the adults downstairs. At about this time, people, about this time of the night, one of the men had walked outside to the outsides, which was behind the main house next to the forest. As he was reaching it, he heard an owl hooting from the tree. He didn't think that was weird. Owls were common. But the thing that made him stop walking was how the owl hoot changed to a coyote howl. After that, it became a donkey braying. And after that, it was a high-pitched whistle. The man yelled into the woods, thinking and hoping.